This is the Pine Men.
Oh, looks like it's working. Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pine Men. Little audio issue right there. I don't know. Can you just double check, Eric, just to make sure it's actually playing?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, it's working.
There you go.
Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, my Discord must have been set to my speakers when I opened up OBS, so it was using my speakers as my audio and stuff. But I changed it to headphones, so that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yes. Classic.
But yeah, here we are. No real plan on what to talk about or what to do. I don't know. Usually we talk for a long time before we go live, but
we just dove right into
going
it.
off the top right now for real. Okay.
And I think sometimes, you just gotta throw.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna get involved. I was thinking I was gonna stay headphoneless, but I'm gonna go headphones on.
Okay. Little matching headphone moment right there.
Oh yeah, we're ready. We got the couples discount on the headphones.
Yeah, definitely.
I do have some things to talk about. So after I click these buttons, I will begin speaking.
Awesome. Just get ready. See, he's building hype, everyone. It's going to be absolutely
stay tuned.
Earth-shattering when he reveals his plan.
Oh yeah. And the button has been clicked.
Okay.
And there you are in my headphones. Okay, we're looking good now.
All right, so I think that concludes the tutorial portion of the show.
Yeah,
where that's how you make your sound do things that you want it to. So yeah, whether you want to connect headphones, whether you want to
have it
stream on Twitch,
yeah,
and be able to hear what you're saying. That's always good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Yeah,
it's all
yes.
It's really like.
But anyway, so what's your thing that you want to
So step one, I spoke to a mutual friend of ours the other day.
Okay.
His name is Tim.
Okay.
And it was awesome. I've missed Tim.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. It was just a good old time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
not that that's disappointing. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, you want some drama?
No, I mean, I don't know. I jokingly built it up, even though you said it's nothing major. Yeah. And then I was like kind of expecting something big, like, oh yeah, he told me that he's like moving to California or something. I was like, but no.
Oh no, we talked.
That's even better.
It was good. He did start a a poster company though, which is pretty fucking
Oh,
cool.
that's amazing.
Yeah, selling like vintage, like remakes, like reprinting, like remaking and reprinting vintage like band posters and stuff like that.
Hey, good for him. That's awesome.
They're cool. It looks good.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I'm sure he would be good at that too. I just feel like he would put in the level of he would like pay attention to the details. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just feel that
he's
way.
he's very good.
Yeah. Oh, it all.
But yeah,
it's all paying off. We went to the way I met him was through going to digital animation class. Bless you. Lord
Yeah.
bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, you know, that's how I met him.
Peace be with you.
In a digital animation, computer animation class.
That is true. But yeah, yeah, he's been doing good. We talked for like a few hours, and I told him, I'm like, you should come on the show one time. He was like, yeah. He does watch.
Nice. What up,
He's
Tim,
like,
if
it's
you see this?
yeah. He's like he's like, it's fun watching, but then like I always just feel like you guys are ignoring me when I'm talking.
Oh my god, that is the most Tim thing. I feel like, not that
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. I haven't talked to him since the last time you were here, and we hung out with him and stuff. And but I always like my voicemail is kind of full. My voicemail box, and
Yeah.
sometimes like when I'm like, oh, I gotta like delete something because I gotta make room just in case I get an important one. I always go through it, and then there's one from Tim, and he's like, hey Matt, I'm at Eric's house. You should come hang out. And that's pretty much it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I won't delete that one because that's cool. I like that.
I know. I have a few like that too in my
Yeah. One of them's from you also,
voicemail.
actually.
yeah. It's good to keep a couple.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. It's just good.
But yeah, I told him
memories.
I did mention to him, I'm like, you should hang out with Matt because he also is kind of like in a similar boat. We're like looking for people to hang out with and stuff to do.
Yeah.
outside of, like, the same old.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And he's in Brooklyn too, so it could be fun to go fucking cruise around. See he's in Crown Heights.
Okay. I don't even know like about that area or anything, but I'm
You always
it's
find out.
cool, and yeah, love to see it and all that. Yeah, no, that would be cool. It's always fun hanging out with him, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's just after we hung out last time, we were like, you are so hanging out, and then we just never did. But
As it goes,
yeah,
it's interesting. Like
I just had a
Keeping it-
memory. That's just
yeah, was it a good one?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's just funny because I remember one time we were at your apartment and I was driving home and it was like super late. I don't know if we slept over or if it was just we left at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
or whatever. But and then because it was light out when I was driving home, and when I dropped him off, I just remember I was listening to music, whatever, and the song, I guess it's called "Women" by Lou Reed.
Oh yeah.
Love women or whatever
Yeah.
came on, and then but the follow-up line is I love women. It's like,
yeah.
and then I think the next line is I love women as well, so yeah.
I think that's most of the lines.
No, I know that's what I'm getting at, but yeah. And I don't know, I just found it funny because we were in that kind of delirious state of mind because it was like so late and we were up, we barely slept or whatever, and he was just like, it's just a weird thing to say. I mean, what? Just okay. I mean, all right. You're just saying that or whatever. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was just a good time. It's a good memory.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling into his driveway as like neighbors are like bringing in their garbage pails or whatever. Like,
Yeah. Oh, the good old days.
Yeah.
It is wild though. Like when I was talking to Tim, I mean, with you too, obviously, but like just like how long we've been friends.
It is crazy when I think about it nowadays.
It's like we've been friends for a long time, and I've been friends with Tim less time than with you, and it's like,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and we've changed a lot. Like I was talking about, like what my life's now, and he was talking about what his life's like now, and it's like when we were like first all hanging out and stuff when we were in college era or whatever. I would have never imagined that I was doing any of the stuff that I'm doing now.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
And same with him too. Like it's like we had very different like aspirations, kind of, or like dreams slash like just like that. Like this is we're this type of person, and we're gonna do this
I
type
know
of
what you
thing.
mean. Yeah.
And then like, yeah, but like the stuff that we're doing like makes so much sense, and it's like it's just interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's so cool. Like that's the thing too. Like just if I was gonna speak to the younger generation, I just all I'd want to say is don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it. Like you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Don't stress too hard about like making it work now. It'll work eventually.
I know.
Everything's gonna come together.
It really is true. I mean, it sounds so cliche, but like all the things that like I thought defined me when I was like 18 years old are such
yeah.
insignificant parts of my life now. Not everything, but like
Yeah.
the things that I don't know, that I thought were a big deal. It's just like no, it's just not. It really is not.
Well, it's like a lot of that stuff though is like a catalyst for like leading us to where we end up going, but like I think the thing is, like, I mean, like the amount of stress that is involved in life so often is at the end of the day kind of a waste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially retrospectively, you're like, damn, I spent like X amount of time worrying about this shit, and I never needed to.
Yep.
Like I never needed to worry about this.
I know. I'm like, this is a weird ass way of putting this, but like, did you ever watch The Office?
Yeah.
Okay, like at the very end, it might be like the last episode, and Andy Bernard is like, I wish there was a way of knowing that you're in the good old days before they're over.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I feel like now I'm like in like I am experiencing every aspect of the opposite of that. It's like, I feel like I'm in the bad old days, and I'm conscious of the fact that I'm in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a hopeful message, because it's like it's an inspiring feeling, because I'm like, these are just the bad old days. Like, I'm gonna look back on these days as like, man, I've come so far. You know what I mean? So
you know what's funny too, though? I bet you're wrong a little bit.
okay, that's interesting.
I think in some ways, because in some ways you're going to romanticize this period in a different way.
That's I agree with you 100%, because I've
And
done
you'll
that
be like,
before in my life.
yeah, like, I was pretty fucked up, and like, but like I learned so much that I was like really
you're
into
right.
this stuff, and like when me and Eric would we did the podcast every day, like every week, and like and then it changes with time how you like see it.
Yeah,
because I mean, like some of like my favorite periods of my life were also some of the darkest.
yeah.
Like going through like my first like serious depression. I look back at that and I was like, it was nice.
I know what you
Like
mean.
in the moment, I was like,
right.
All I did was like take showers and sleep.
I know. Oh my god. I look back so fondly on this period of time where I just couldn't stand to be like in my like current environment anymore. So I just started sleeping in the jam room, which is like just another room in my house with instruments. I've talked about this on the stream before for the long-time listeners.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's watching.
Long-time listeners will understand.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I just slept on the couch in there for like a week or two, and I was watching this anime called K-On!, which is actually pretty weird looking back. I mean, I didn't think it was weird at the time. I just thought it was like anime, like funny kind of like, but it's like, I don't know, whatever. It's irrelevant. It's just these like high school girls who like start a band, and it's like, but it's like one of those like cutesy type animes or whatever, whatever. Anyway, but where am I going with this? I'm distracted.
Did you like it?
That show? What? Yeah, I was into it at the time. I
it?
was like, this is so like funny and not funny. It's just, I don't know. It was just I don't know.
I have that relationship with
back,
animes sometimes too.
Yeah, but my point is just that like I look back on just being like, I don't know. I think the thing was I was so inspired, even though I felt like miserable and stuff. I like cared about stuff a lot, like the things I did like.
Yeah.
And so I basically just was like, I don't know. I would just hang out in there and like hang out on the couch and just like wake up, literally just like play guitar and try to like. I just always would like record covers of myself like playing and singing like songs that I liked. Obviously, a lot of people have probably done that. But like at the time, that was unheard of to me. Like I never thought in a million years I would ever of myself as someone who would like even attempt to like sing or anything like that. And I'm not saying I'm good at it or anything, but it's just like it's
pretty good.
it's great to be able to like just now it's like, oh, I want to just like sit around and make music. It's not, whereas back then it used to just be like, I'm just gonna play guitar and just like, yeah, I'll either like play a song I like or I'll just like mess around and try to write something. It's like now it's like I could actually write songs. It's like the best feeling. So I look back on that as like obviously like a pretty awesome time where it's like, man, I was so excited like when I would do it and I'd like listen to it and be like, this sucks, and then be like 3 days later be like, I feel like I suck. Let me listen to how bad I was at first though, and I probably improved a lot. And then I hear the first one and I'm just like, this is good. Like in my opinion. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
so I'm like,
Oh no,
whoa,
yeah.
like this is good. And then like it'll just come in cycles. Like I'll listen to the other ones that I'm like, all right, well, how did I end up developing this like type of thing? Like let me listen to the progression of the recordings. And then I'll listen to the most recent one that I was like, this is horrible. Let me listen to the old ones. And I'll hear the recent one and I'll be like, actually, I like this better. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
in the moment, it's just, I am still so self-critical when it comes to stuff like that. And it's like, but it's just such a good experience. And yeah, you're right. With this, I feel like it'll be the same thing. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it's like, I was thinking about this too while you were talking. It's like, there's something about being in kind of and we've talked about this a little bit, but like being in like a weird headspace, like maybe like a kind of just stressed or depressed headspace that makes you like it's difficult to relax.
Yeah.
You know? So like, and then when you can't relax, you have to do stuff, and you have to like kind of really be doing stuff. So it's this weird balance of like, cause you know, if you're like, if I'm in like a really kind of like calm, good headspace, I can just like sit like, like watch shit and just like play video games and like not worry about it.
Yeah.
But if I feel any emotions or stress, I like have to be writing, I have to be playing guitar, I have to be like watching a serious documentary that's like engaging and like, or walking around and like talking to people and doing stuff. And then you with that, you get like a lot more out of life.
Yeah, no, I know.
So it's this weird fucking kind of paradoxical situation where, you know, you feel like shit and then you do good stuff.
Mm-hmm. You know,
or you do more.
The funny thing is, like, it's really like, once again, it's like another time in my life, like that the period where like we became really good friends, like, and like, you know, started jamming together and stuff like that. Like, during that time period, I used to think like I'm miserable, like I'm seriously depressed, like, you know, and all this stuff. And after that, I used to say like, oh yeah, I used to like, you know, not to everybody, but like, you know, I would describe that time period as like, oh yeah, I was really like, you know, going through a bad time at the time. But it's like, I look back on that as like the best time of my life, you know, like
exactly.
It wasn't bad. It was just, I was like so full of emotion that I just was like, you know, but not like, you know, I was like, I need to do things like you just described. Like I was like not okay with sitting and just like browsing stuff on the internet. I was like, I need to like have friends, like I need a drummer and a bassist and a guitarist and stuff, you know, like, and then I need to be skating or like just doing something, or like even just like after work, like I don't know, that's the weirdest thing to me. It's just I can't imagine waking up at 5:30 in the morning, going on a 1-hour train ride, working for 8 hours, and then being like, I'm not ready to go home yet. You want to hang out? And like meeting up with you on a Wednesday night and we hang out for
until like 4 a.m.
Yeah, well, that would be like a Friday.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Well,
once in a while. You're right. You're right. We would do that.
You'd be like, fuck.
Yeah, I would go over.
It'd be like, you're like, oh shit, the bar's closing.
yeah. And it's like, I have to be back at work it's starting at 8 a.m. And like,
good fucking times.
But
though.
I never, it was fun. I don't know. I never regretted it at all. It's every time I would just be like, all right, I'm tired today. It is what it is.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Worst case scenario, the next day's a little bit a little rough.
Yeah, but it was never even that bad. I don't know. Back then, it was all good. Now every single time I drink, I feel like I have the worst hangover of my life. But
Well, you're getting older now.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, of course. But yeah,
I mean,
back then
yeah.
it wasn't like that.
yeah, no, I can't drink like I used to drink at all.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah, I know. It's probably
the
for the
best.
best. Yeah.
But I still like. I mean, like, I could go and fucking drink a couple of beers. Oh, speaking of beers, they opened up the other side of the bar yesterday and was hanging out in there after work, and it's awesome. I'm so hyped. It's gonna be a good winter.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's the one that
Yeah.
you are a employee of.
Employee of
Yeah.
and yeah, it's nice in there. So it's like, and they have like a different tap list in there too, so you get some different beers.
Oh, cool. Sounds fun.
Yeah,
No,
it's
seriously.
gonna
I mean,
be a good winter.
yeah. Damn, I wish I like. I don't know. I mean, it's just. It would be so cool if.
Come visit.
Yeah, I know.
Come visit. Come on.
Yeah, I don't see.
Come on over.
I don't see why not.
Honestly, it's only 6 hours away.
Yeah,
It's not
right.
that
At the end
bad.
of the day, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And I'll just be there.
And taking the plane here is like the least stressful plane trip I've ever done, and especially leaving here because the airport here is like dead, so it's super easy.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
hmm
And it's gonna happen.
It's a cheap
it just
Uber
feels
ride
like it's
from.
like you know how it is. It's like there's always. It never feels like it's the right time. Like, but it's like I just end up waiting forever if I just don't be like, okay, let's just do it. You know.
Yeah. You just gotta pull the trigger.
Yeah. I just think it would be so funny to do like just do a stream like with us sitting next to each other in real life.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it just would be so.
Oh yeah,
cool.
it'd be funny too to have it have two different have it start like and then just
Yeah.
like get into the same shot.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so this is a spoiler for anyone who ever catch it. Well, no one's watching. I talk about this like it's like, but yeah.
Well,
so
somebody will watch this.
I'll take
There'll
a
be
screen.
somebody.
I'll pre-record myself or something, and I'll be like, "Hey
Yes.
everyone, welcome to the Pine Men. Here we are. How are you doing today, Eric?" And we'll pre-record a little skit,
Yeah.
and it'll be like, I'll be like, "Oh, so what are you doing?" And then like maybe there'll be like a noise in the background. I'll be like, and you can be like, "Wait, what's that?" And I'll be like, "Huh?" And then you'll be like, I think someone's in my apartment. And I'll be like, what the fuck? Are you serious? And then I'll walk in.
That would be so fun. Or I was like, I think someone's at my door.
Oh, yeah, even better. Okay, like a normal person. Yeah. Let's go with that. I'll be the guy who knocked on your door, not the man who just infiltrated your
It's in the
apartment
home.
and now you're scared of.
You just
Why does
walk
it
out
gotta
of
be
the
like
kitchen
that?
over there. You just turn the light on back there. You're just standing.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Eric, there's someone behind you.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We would have to do a couple episodes, honestly, here when we're in the same place.
Yeah, I would think so. What I've always wanted to do, well, ever since we started doing this, is just me and you hanging out in there. Just set up your camera like at like a top-down angle, like in the corner of the room, and just like me and you just like hanging out, just jamming, just like doing whatever, like, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Basically jamming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just like with the laptop with GarageBand, and we could just try to like make something and then just like jam on it and like
That would
track
be
it, like
awesome.
put the vocal tracks and like, you know, then honestly, for if for nothing else, it would be so cool to just have a video of us, you know, like the development of the song and like being like, one of us tries a vocal thing like this and we're like, oh no, let's do it like this instead, and then like we're like, oh yeah, cool, like that's cool that we went from that to that, you know. I love looking back on stuff like that.
I know. It would be like, you made me think like how cool it would be if we had like footage of the jam room.
Oh my god, I wish so bad. I wish
We only have we do. We have those couple of the things that I think is Sean recorded.
yeah
Of us playing,
right.
but like
There's a little bit.
it would be cool to have like. It would be really. It would have been really cool to have like a 30-minute documentary.
I know. I wish someone would have just like violated my privacy and installed a surveillance camera inside the room in which I felt the most comfortable and safe. But like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it would have been worth it for someone
Now.
to install like a little light, like a camera in the light fixture or whatever.
Yeah.
just to film us doing all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
just like us drinking Cuddy Sark.
Yeah,
and
for some
fucking-
reason. Never on any
Yeah.
other occasion have we ever had that
Uh-uh.
ever in our lives, except
That was
for that
I'm
stretch.
I'm very yeah, I have specific scotches for specific periods of my life.
Oh yeah,
And the jam room scotch was Cuddy Sark.
yes.
And then there was I used to drink McIver scotch.
Okay.
That's when I used to record tapes with Steven.
okay.
And then Dewars was a big one for a while.
That's the one I remember the most. Yeah.
That was the home scotch.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I think that's the three main ones.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Good times. And then
What's funny,
we
though-
did do like little traditional stuff. For some reason, we would never drink like Yangling normally, but every time we went to that little jam space, we would buy like a 6-pack of Yangling. like,
oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
only for that.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm very much like I like those little fun things, and also like Miller High Life.
Oh yeah, yeah. We would do
Like that became like a drink of a time too for me. And to be
Oh,
fair, I cannot drink Miller High Life anymore.
Does it involve Matt B's basement parties?
Well, that definitely,
Okay.
but also like
That's what it is for me.
I used to drink that beer at when I would go to Goldie's all the time.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh yeah.
That was like the beer that I would get.
yeah.
And then I have no idea what just started doing it.
Makes sense.
It's kind of bizarre to me because I usually always got draft beers generally,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
for some reason there, I don't know how it started, but I would maybe because it was the cheapest one,
That's probably it. Yeah.
and I would just go there because I would go there with a buzz on already and just drink a couple of Miller High Lifes.
yeah. Exactly.
But
And-
yeah, there's actually I just remembered there's a picture of me and Tim at Goldie's and I'm drinking a Miller High Life.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, actually, yeah. There's a
Mhm.
picture of. I have a digital photo of a. I have a picture of. It's you, but it only shows like your chest, and you have a pocket on your shirt, and there's a Polaroid of me drinking a Miller High Life in it.
Yes.
and that Polaroid was taken like a minute before that. So
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
yeah, that's so funny.
And there was the Miller Lite phase.
Yeah.
We would just fucking pound Miller Lights.
Yeah, yeah. The one that has a significant thing for me. This is so funny. It's Foster's. You know,
Okay.
Australian for beer. It's
Yeah.
for some reason with Billy, every time we like, I don't know, whenever we used to go to this one specific bar, and like whenever we would leave, there was a 7-Eleven right next to it, so we would always like leave the bar and then like grab a Foster's and then walk home or like walk to the thing or whatever we would do, and it's just yeah, that was fun. Or not walk home, but like wait for an Uber and then, or like, you know, just hang out a little bit and then like wait for an Uber or whatever, you know, and then
Yeah.
not be done with it. But I would always get dropped off halfway so that, I don't know, like in order to just save
Yeah.
money to get just one Uber, we would just go to his house. But like I would just get out halfway and then walk the rest of the way or whatever. Like not
Oh,
halfway,
gotcha.
but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
and then I just had the
Foster's
Foster.
is an interesting one. My dad drinks that
Oh really?
sometimes. That's the fat can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, my
Those are good. I got one of those for like I think St. Patrick's Day one year or something to like
Oh, okay.
celebrate by myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, one time, actually, one time. This was like 2 weeks ago or a couple weeks ago. We so we were going to a concert, for King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Oh
And-
yeah, this was very close.
yeah, and they are from Australia, and so we were gonna go. We were taking the train, so we were like, all right, let's stop at 7-Eleven and grab like a beer for the road or whatever. And then we did that, and we got Foster's because we were like, oh, it's funny, like, you know, it's like ironic because it's like, well, not, you know, we're being ironic about it. It's like, oh, we're seeing an Australian band, so let's drink an Australian beer. Haha, this is funny. And then when we got to Jamaica, there were like everybody on the platform with us was also going to the show. So
And they were all drinking Foster's.
no, of course they weren't, because that would be really pathetic. And and then there was us with the Fosters. Some dude literally was like, "Oh, Fosters, what? Because like they're Australian or whatever."
No way.
No, I don't.
Said that?
I don't know if he said, "Oh, what?" because they're Australian, but he was like, "Oh, Fosters, okay, I see, like, or something like that." And then, but then
That's so
actually,
funny.
yeah, it was funny though. I mean, it was like I was embarrassed in like a joking way. Like
Yeah.
I knew
Like,
no
oh,
one was
shit.
probably like, "Look at that pathetic guy drinking a Foster's." It's just like, you know, it was a joke.
What are
It's
they,
not like I was
racist?
seriously like, "Let's pick out an Australian beer to represent our Australian band that we like." Yay! Like. It was
No,
like,
it's just funny.
it's funny, but it did feel a little like embarrassing, you know, like you can imagine, right? Like like, oh god, now I'm the guy drinking the Australian beer that no one drinks.
Well, is it like wearing the band's T-shirt to the show?
It's exactly what we were saying. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that's worse, I think, because that's like
Yeah.
a
Well, because you
next.
could also just like Foster's and it has no.
Who-
Like, what are you supposed to? What if you liked Foster's and and now you can't drink it because you're going to see an Australian band? It's like, no,
I guess
you
you're
just
right.
like the beer. That would be insane if you were like, I can't get Foster's now because they're Australian.
You're absolutely
That would
right,
be
but
weird,
that
too.
isn't what happened. We.
Let's pretend it. You could just
Yeah,
pretend.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
Yeah, you just like Foster's.
It was a
not the beer.
conscious choice. That was funny. Yeah, I
God.
don't know. What is up? Have you been to like any kind of concert or anything like that in the past? I don't know. Year.
I have not. In
I
the
c-
past year, I might have gone to like a couple of little shows.
Oh, okay. Just
over the past like 2 years or so, maybe. But
like major ones, not major. You know what I mean? Just like ones
Not-
that use
yeah,
like
not like
known
a-
venues. That's not a local thing. Like,
No.
I cannot believe the ticket prices these days. Like, I mean, whatever.
Ooh.
It is literally like, okay. In the past month, it's been like, actually, honestly, in the past month, let me rattle off ticket prices that I have come across that I've begrudgingly purchased, but even though it was a good time, but still. King Gizzard, it was like almost $100 a ticket. If you wanted,
Jesus.
if you wanted general admission, it was like almost $200.
Damn.
Even like that, this band Lorna Shore, which is like a deathcore band, their concert was like, again, like it was over $100 like for a ticket. And then like we saw the Islanders. It's like early in the season.
What band is that?
They're like a, I don't even know how to make that. they're a band. They're a 5-piece who you know,
from Long
they're a
Island.
beatdown band. Yeah, they're a Long Island 5-piece, you know, beatdown band, you know. I don't
Yeah.
know, whatever. But they I don't know, even that was like $65. And then there's like for like the worst seats you can get. And then I'm going on Monday to a show that's like for this band that's like I didn't even know they had fans. Like the only reason I know about them is because one time this, well, you know who he is obviously. This guy, Bill Strobeck, this skateboarding like
Oh, yeah.
videographer guy who like does like the stuff for like Supreme and stuff, and you know, whatever, obviously he's been around for a long time. Like I just follow him on Instagram, and one time he posted this thing and it was like this girl who had a band, and then I just heard about it. I was like, oh, let me check this out. And it was like, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Okay, cool. And I just like listened to it on Spotify sometimes, and I was like, oh, this is actually awesome. And then I like saw one of their shows like a few years ago, and it was literally like at a shoe store. It was like a luxury shoe store, and they had like a back balcony thing out the back door, like of like where the employees go, like where like the
Oh.
stock room. I guess like you walk through like the store, then you go into the stock room, and then out the back, and then it was like just a balcony with like a band set up, and like literally
Whoa.
like the bar was just like a garbage pail with a garbage bag in it filled with ice and beer. And then like they were literally, some dude was like grilling up a rotisserie chicken I am not
What?
joking. They were making food, and it was just a little rotisserie chicken maker, and it was just
Whoa.
a chicken, and that was the vibe of the show, and it was free. And the only reason that we even found it, like, we were like, oh, it's in this area. Like, I know the address, but like, I don't know
Where
that
was it
building-
in? Was it in the city?
Yeah, and I was
Where?
like, I don't even know. I think it was like in like the area of like Alphabet City area.
Oh,
sort of
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
And I think, but I could be wrong about that. But so we get off the train, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't know where this building is, but it's probably over here this way somewhere. And we're like walking, and then we're like, oh, I hear it. Like we could hear the other van playing, and we're like, let's just follow it. And then we went, followed it. It was packed. It was like so fun, and like so, it was like I said, it was free. It was just awesome. The environment was just amazing. Like it was
That's
just
awesome.
people hanging out. Like it was just awesome. Now it's like
I
tickets are like
missed that. I
$100
missed
for that
that
same
shit.
band. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I missed that. You just gave me such fucking nostalgia.
Yeah. Like, oh god.
I've gone to so many, like, not exactly like that where there's rotisserie chickens involved, but
Yeah, that was just
I've gone
something
to
that stood
a
out. to
lot
me.
of fucking like random places that I've never
Yeah.
been before or since, and it's just like the coolest little thing. It's like a couple of bands
Yeah,
playing. It's like
yes.
a dark room with like there's like a guy handing out beers.
Yeah, I just missed that. Most of the time I've experienced anything remotely like that, it's with you. Not that it's literally that, but just smaller things. But like, yeah, this was just such a unique thing. And actually, Bill Strobeck was there. He was just hanging out. He had his board with him. Like, and I don't know. It was just a cool experience. And then like, yeah, I don't know. Just like, where is that? I don't know. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
out there. I'm just not 24 years old
In the
anymore.
loop.
Like, not that 24 is that young, but yeah.
Well, to be fair, like there was always people our age there as well.
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah. I'm probably younger now than Bill Strobeck it was at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Well, it's like yeah, it's funny. We've talked about this too, but like when I was in early 20s and mid 20s, I always like I would be a little bit judgmental of like older people
Mhm.
still like doing cool stuff.
yeah,
But now that I'm an older person, I'm like I feel bad for ever thinking that.
yeah, me too. The thing is, in reality, it's like I don't know. The interests do change a little bit though, because I don't know if I would necessarily. I don't think I would really. Well, I definitely would not feel comfortable doing exactly what we used to do. Just basically meaning, I mean, in fact, doing exactly what we used to do. Just I wouldn't hang out with people who are that age now. Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to hang out like back when you're 24, 25 years old. Yeah, there's people ranging from 22 or 21 to like 30, right? Like it's just but now it's like I would prefer to probably hang out with people who were ranging from like 25, 26 or something to like 40 something, you know,
Yeah.
rather than
Well,
like
to be
chilling
fair,
with
I,
like 21-year-olds, you know, that's just
Well, to be fair, my friend group nowadays is like from 21 to like 55.
Oh, is it? Okay. I mean, hey.
Yeah, so it's like and like everyone in between.
Yeah,
Well, to be fair, I only have one friend who's 21, but
And-
I also have a friend who's 23. You know,
Right.
so it's like
And I'm not saying that like an individual friend who happens to be that age, different. That's whatever. But I'm just saying like
Yeah.
hanging out
Oh,
with
hanging
just
out with
where
the whole
everybody
gaggle.
is like between the ages of 21 and 23, where it's just like basically, you know, they're like in college or they just got out of college and they're just like, oh my god,
it's
from-
weird. That is weird.
I'm from Ohio and I went to NYU and now like, you know, my parents are getting me this apartment in Williamsburg or whatever, and it's like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, and
Yeah.
it would be just a different experience now. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Whereas back then I'm just like, oh, you're like, I can understand how that's a thing. Like I went to college recently, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
whereas now I would just be
No,
like, you
it's-
are
it's
a
true.
kid,
But
kind of.
It's cool though too, like having like kind of younger friends a little bit, or it's like it's different. There's definitely a different dynamic,
Mhm.
and kind of same with older friends too. You know,
Yeah.
it's not, you know, but it's cool to like because you like you kind of know where they're at, and you can kind of like you know do like some gentle mentoring type of stuff. It's fun. And, like
Sorry. Yeah, that would be cool. Like I feel like that would be cool. I mean, I don't even.
It's fun. I
Basically,
love it.
I'm not making like a serious point. I don't have like a strong.
Oh no
opinion on
no.
it. I just
Well,
mean like
to be fair, I have also found myself in situations like you described where you're hanging like oh, a bunch of like college kids are now there, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, That's
Yeah.
weird. These people are weird.
Right. Exactly. That's pretty much all I mean. I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's creepy or illegal or anything. I just mean like it's like, I just don't know if it would be the same thing. Like back then,
Yeah.
because back then I used to think it was. There were times where I would be like the person who's like being like, yeah, let's go. Like not those words, but just kind of being like, whatever. Like hopping on the microphone and just being like saying something ridiculous, like we getting horny or some weird thing like that. And,
Oh yeah.
and that was only when we knew the people. That's not like I would go to parties and say that. That's like when
Yeah.
we would throw
Well-
the parties with our friends.
Yeah.
Even though honestly, I may have done that too. I don't know, but
You wouldn't have not done it.
yeah, exactly. I guess so.
Yeah.
But,
It's definitely possible.
Yeah. Oh, actually, for example, okay, a great example is like, remember, even though I'm not saying this was cool or anything, but I just thought it was like not a big deal and just like kind of a stupid thing to do. But like, I remember it was a Friday and I came home from work and I went to your place right after work, and then we went with Tim actually to this party that was like in someone's backyard. I think it was Tim, and it was like someone's backyard, and there was like a little campfire in the back, and it was like an apartment, but it had a backyard, and it was like long, and
Mhm.
there was a fire, and I had my leftover lunch from work in like a little Tupperware, and it had like some like bones in it, like from like some meat or something, and oh yeah, no, it was like meat from pork, because then I was like, I'm about to dump this pork on the fire, and then like me, you, and Tim were just being like, dump that pork. Dump that.
Oh, yeah.
pork. And I was just like walking over and did that, and like not saying it was like a huge thing, but
I
like
remember this.
I'm just saying like nowadays I probably wouldn't want that like spotlight on me like that. You know what I mean? Not that it really was. It was just, but I just thought it was funny to just. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just older now. I don't know. It's literally that simple. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot changes, but also nothing changes too. So it's just like you have like a different I don't know, compass maybe, or you're just like a little bit less goofy. I don't
yeah,
know.
I mean, I think just what I'm interested in is different. I don't know. Like, what I think is cool is different. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. When I meet people, when I happen to be talking to people. Oh, actually, this is actually so funny. I don't know how I didn't mention this. This is okay. After the hockey game, I actually went back with Kyle. You know who I'm talking about? And
Yeah.
he lives in Astoria, and we ended up hanging out until like probably like 3 a.m, maybe later, and it was just me and him, and we ended up like just, I don't know, we ended up like talking to this random person, like this random, like, I don't know, she was probably in her 40s, and she was just this woman who, like, I don't know, she was trying to like use the jukebox, and we were like standing behind because we were like, oh, we should put some songs on, and then she's like, you know this song? And it was like Dancing Queen by ABBA. Oh no, it was no, it wasn't that. It was Ace of Base, All That She Wants. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
all that she wants is another baby, or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
and I remember when I was, it all comes full circle. Back in the day, probably when I was about 20 years old, I remember one time I was like trying to make a dubstep remix of that song, because I was just,
Whoa!
because it kind of has like a Jamaican vibe a little bit,
Huh.
like it's like, oh, actually it totally does, and I don't know, like dubstep kind of started off with that type of sound, so I was like, maybe I can like make a remix of this, I don't know, and I did not come out good, or I didn't complete it or anything, but it was like a fun little thing to do for a little while, and I don't know, but anyway, so I don't know. So we ended up just like talking to her for a while. We ended up hanging out with her for like the rest of the night. Not like hanging out, but just like randomly talking, and like, yeah, it was just like interesting, and like, I don't know. Basically, my point is like, these days I find myself relating to like 40-plus-year-olds more than I do like 21-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like,
At the end
makes
of the day,
sense,
it's like it's the person, not really the age.
100%.
You know, it's like,
yeah.
so it's like I wouldn't as a rule hang out with a specific age group.
Of course.
You know,
of
it's
course.
like I only hang out with 21-year-olds.
No, you're
I only hang out with
100% right.
50-year-olds. No,
I'm being ageist.
because that'd be
right now.
insane.
I'm being
Yeah,
ageist
big
right now.
time.
I'm
yeah.
generalizing all people who
Oh,
are like
yeah.
in their early 20s, which is not sent. That's, I'm being unsensitive right now because yeah, you're right. There are I'm just kidding, but there are definitely plenty of people who are like that age who are cool or whatever. Of course,
Yeah,
obviously,
there's just
but,
cool people
right.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I'm not at the end of the day. I'm not even saying anything about people of that age because I don't find myself in those situations. I'm just like basically saying how I view it, but I don't have it. It's not based in any kind of reality, but just like a
yeah, no,
it's literally a prejudice. Oh my god, we're breaking through
Yeah.
our prejudices right now. This is
I
a
feel like
learning
we're just
moment.
we're doing a lot of work today.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, fine. I don't want to. Actually, never mind. I just realized I guess you can't just say anything you want on streaming platforms. I was gonna say
That's-
I don't want to something every person who's that age anymore. I'm making it sound way worse. Like I don't know. Whatever. Let's just. I don't know. I don't
the
hate.
police are on their
I was
way.
gonna jokingly say something that was akin to I don't hate every single human being who's that age anymore. But yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, I'm just kidding. I never did.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Age.
Yeah. It's bizarre. Part of it, I think, also comes from like. This is one thing. Actually, I'm curious about this. I feel like this is actually. I'm like. I don't mean it like. As a negative thing towards young people, but like. This is once again just about me. I look back on how I was and how I thought at that age, and I'm like. I was beyond oblivious and stuff. So maybe that's part of the reason why I'm thinking like every young person's oblivious, which is obviously not true. No, I don't
to be
think
fair,
that, but
but there's a lot of young people and a lot of old people who are oblivious. But I have something to say
yeah.
to change start shifting the subject. But
Okay.
it's last night. I'm having a smoke break
Okay.
outside, and I'm overhearing a conversation, and I almost like it just. If I had some beers in me, I would have engaged.
Okay.
But since I didn't, I was like, and working, I was like, I'm just gonna listen. But like, it was like one of those. I was listening to the conversation and like, kind of wincing,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
and like rolling my eyes in my soul,
Yeah.
and like laughing a little bit to myself
Mm-hmm.
because like it was two guys and two ladies talking,
Okay.
and it was the most absurd kind of like faux intellectual conversation that I've ever had the displeasure of hearing.
Okay.
And I have a question for you, just to kind of like slowly walk into this water.
Okay.
You're familiar with Kurt Vonnegut, correct?
Yes.
Would you consider Kurt Vonnegut to be what was the fucking word they were using? Part of the manosphere?
I definitely would not get that impression based off what I've read.
Correct.
Okay.
I think that's a correct assessment.
Okay.
But there is this. I find this okay. I feel like we've over the course of doing this, there's enough context on here to people kind of know the way that we feel generally about life and politics and people.
Yeah.
But it drives me up the wall to listen to dudes like try to like almost like out feminism of female.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it basically like this one dude is like going off and just like kind of like talking shit about men, but like in this way that like didn't make it. But I was like, your arguments are awful, and the things that you're saying are so boringly reductive and not helpful, and like not the point.
They were.
Well, they were talking about somehow all things were related, and I'm like, I don't understand the correlation here.
Okay.
But David Foster Wallace.
Okay. I don't even know if I know who that is.
He's a writer. He wrote Infant Jest.
Okay.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Okay.
Andrew Tate.
Oh God.
Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
Joe Rogan.
The internet
all of
has
these
poisoned
names
society.
were in the same contextual conversation about like they were drawing a strike. I mean, obviously, like there's a difference between like just being a man and being Andrew Tate.
There is? Just kidding. No, yes,
But
I
it seemed
agree.
like the way that they were speaking about it, there was no difference.
Oh, so it was like a self-hating man. or
Yeah.
something?
It was definitely a self-hating man, but in this goofy way, man, it just drives me crazy to like, listen to people talk about like the most surface level kind of stuff when it comes to gender and arts and
Okay.
the hierarchical system of
Yeah.
you know uh, uh, and then there's just so many goofy people going around.
They are going all over
They're
the place.
going around. They go around and they talk and they talk and they say the amount of arguments that I have with people that are just so subtle because it's just like, oh no, that's just wrong. It's like it's painful after a while. Like there's this one dude in the bar last night talking about how no woman is attracted to a man who makes less money than her.
Oh boy, what was?
And I was like,
that about?
what is that?
Okay.
What do you?
That is
What?
so weird that there's just like incels in real life going around. I mean, I guess it's obvious, but it's just so associated with the internet. I don't know. I'm so associated. Like, I'm sheltered. I don't see them in the wild, really. I guess I do. I just don't get to hear them speak about it.
Yeah, it's just like, well, people just think that there are things that are true and they know what they are.
Yeah. No.
And don't get me
woman is
wrong,
attracted
I
to
also
a
think
man.
that. But
Yeah, but the difference is you're actually right. Don't you know that?
I'm usually right.
That's how I feel, sadly. I mean, not sadly, for better or for worse. I feel that way about certain things. Like, well, I mean,
Yeah,
but
but
you
it
gotta
was
have
funny, too.
some convictions. You know what I mean? But,
The money guy was talking to a another dude and a lady sitting
Mhm.
there, and the eventually the dudes left. And I came back in, and the lady was sitting there, and she was like, "Man, those guys were fucking weird." And I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Oh, I thought you were friends with them." She's like, "No." I was like, I heard him say what I just said to you about women making the money thing. And I checked out. And she's like, "Yeah, that was for the best." I'm like, I can't with people like that. It's just the most boring way of talking about it. I just like it's like there's just so many better things to talk about.
Of course, yeah.
Like, how do you even get into that conversation at a bar?
Well, because I think to people who focus on stuff like that, that is the most important thing. Like, life is like a power struggle between men and women, and like you're supposed to take what's yours and assert yourself, and they're supposed to learn. They're getting a little too uppity, so they gotta like be put back in their place so that things go back to the way it's supposed to be, so that we can fix this, and this is destroying society and stuff. I've heard them talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. It's so goofy. Well, because the thing is too, it's like a lot of the times these people are kind of having conversations with like an archetype of the opposite thing, so that their perspectives get more and more extreme because they're arguing with like an abstract idea of what the person who disagrees with them is like.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I guess
So it's like on both sides of that argument where it's like because the masculine side of that argument stems from like a hyperbolic feminist perspective
Mhm.
of and don't get me wrong, there I'm sure there's plenty of people who kind of have that mentality like a man hating mentality or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
that like, and so then then the other side fucking grows from that, and then you just when in it's like with politics generally, it's like most average people are just like going around trying to have a good day.
Right.
But then you have people who are just so fixated on like the fucking most absurd things, like, and it's like no wonder you can't. And then it's self-perpetuating, right? Because people like that can't meet
Yeah.
women because they're so fucking dense and boring
Right.
that when they
That's
do try to talk to people, they're talking to people as if like they have to put on this whole show.
Right.
to like garner the attention of this lovely young woman that I'm going to swoon and
Right.
sleep with tonight.
Right, and I will be chivalrous, but also primal at the same
Yeah.
time, and then she'll sense the pheromones come, and like
Yeah.
that's how people think, and it's
I
just
know.
like,
And it's like you are thinking
yo,
too much.
what?
You don't need to think that much about stuff.
No, definitely not.
You know, truly,
And if
like
that's the conclusions you come to, you shouldn't be thinking that much about anything. Just like,
you're
stop.
don't hurt yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
I have this new joke with my buddy at the bar, like about people like people. This is going to be goofy to explain, but like people being confused, right? So it's
Okay.
like we started one night. I was like, oh yeah, they're confused. Like I'm afraid they might hurt themselves. That was a reference to Pokemon in my head.
Oh my god. Okay, I get it.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want them to hurt themselves in confusion.
Yeah.
And it just started with that, and now it's like we just have this thing with confusion. Like, oh, I think they're confused. It's like,
Oh my God,
I hope you're
that's
not confused. And it's like, oh no, I'm not confused. Are you confused? No, I'm not confused.
That's pretty good. Well, if you
But,
ever
like-
think they're confused, you could just hit them and then they'll not be confused
Yeah.
anymore. Right? Doesn't that work? Oh no, that's like Final Fantasy. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh,
that
you're not
doesn't
about
even
it,
work. I don't know. No, that's
Well,
if they're
it's the sun,
asleep.
probably, right?
Yeah, if they're
Yeah.
sleeping. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, confusion.
Nice.
Hurt himself in confusion.
Yeah, they have
Pikachu
done
hurt
this.
himself in confusion.
I've hurt myself in confusion many times.
I've seen it. I see people do it all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's everyone at the bar is hurting themselves in confusion pretty
Wow.
often.
Pokemon really did stay like consistent with their like spell effects. It's like lightning does extra damage to water because water conducts
Mhm.
electricity. Fire does extra damage to plant because plants can burn and go on fire. Like fire doesn't really affect like rock type because rocks don't burn, for the most part.
Yeah.
And then also like confusion causes you to do things that end up hurting you in the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And others possibly. Because in Final
Yeah.
Fantasy, when you have a party, when you're confused, you can attack yourself or others in your party. You know what I mean? So you lash out at the ones you love because
'Cause
of
you're
your state of confusion. And we could all
But it's a
learn
really
thing or
good-
two from that.
It's a really fucking good. I love it. It makes me
Yeah.
happy when I think about it. Because
That's
at
awesome.
first I don't like the I don't want it to be like as dark, right? Because like they hurt himself. I don't want it to be like more seppuku based. Like, I don't want it to come up because like it's just a gentle amount of hurting yourself and confusion. over
Right,
and over
right,
again,
right.
you know?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's also the emotional scars that come along with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Think about hurting yourself in confusion physically. Like,
Yeah.
you're at a bar and you're
People do.
confused. You're at a bar confused, talking about how Kurt Vonnegut is similar to Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate, and then
Oh.
in the process you somehow hurt yourself. I don't know.
Don't hurt yourself, man. Don't hurt yourself. What
Oh my god, that's awesome.
do you mean don't hurt myself? Well, you seem confused.
Oh my god. Oh, that's awesome. You seem confused. Like- and that's if he's supposed to be like understand at that point. Like, oh yeah, no, I know, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I'll be alright. No. You're talking about the Pokemon status element, right? Yeah, no, I'm good.
Well, it works on so many levels. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Because I never made that clear to anybody I've been talking to that it's a Pokemon reference.
Oh, you've said
at
it
its
to
core.
people
Oh yeah.
who don't know?
About people I don't know. To
Oh, okay.
my one friend.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. Yeah, no, they don't know that they even are at risk. They don't even think they're confused.
That's the problem.
Yeah, they think they
That's
are
the-
the least confused person there. That's why they need to fill them in on the facts. You know what I mean? That
Oh yeah. They gotta let them know.
every man is Andrew Tate in the long run. I mean, okay.
Oh god.
That's
It's
fun.
interesting, man. It's interesting. Being a person is
It's weird.
a whole fucking thing.
Do you get that reference?
I do.
Being a person, right?
I know it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that album out probably soon.
Oh, that's not on a thing. Oh yeah, that was like an individual.
It's not released
song.
yet. Yeah,
That's funny.
only you. I think you have access to all the songs though.
Oh, that's probably yeah. You sent me a bunch for a period.
Yeah, I'll put that album out.
Nice.
I've been wanting to like master it, but every time
Oh,
I listen to it, I'm like, it sounds fine. Like it's just fine.
I'm gonna be
Just
honest
put it
with you right now. I don't really understand what mastering is.
out. Yeah.
What is
Well,
it?
because it's a way for somebody to get paid to not do that much work.
Okay.
So you have to get it mastered.
Does it
so that they
literally
can get
just
some
mean
money.
like adjusting the levels so that it sounds good?
It's kind of it's more so it's working with the full track and not the tracks, right?
Oh,
So you
okay.
get the full thing and you master that.
Oh, so what is it? Just like with EQ?
Like volume, EQ, and like limiting, and like
Okay. Oh.
you could do a lot of, you could put like kind of like effects over the whole kind of thing to kind of give it some more fucking
Okay.
bring out some fucking highs, get
Yeah.
the lows to feel right all together.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Like
Interesting.
they say you can't make a good master from a shitty mix,
Okay. That
so you have to have a good mix, and then the mastering just kind of like, it's like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, makes sense. I just never really thought of it. I just was like mixing, master. I know what mixing is, but I'm like, isn't that just the same as mastering? But
Well, have you ever listened to a remastered album?
oh yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, definitely, but I didn't realize that that's what they had done.
Yeah, they just clean it up,
That's cool.
make it a little louder sometimes, especially if it's old.
Hmm.
And then, because the big thing is like kind of making it sound good on, like on whatever you're listening to it on. So it's kind of like, you mix it in like headphones and like with decent speakers, and then like, but how's it sound in a car? Sometimes, oh, now the bass is like insane in a car. What's going
Right.
on here? Or like, you listen to it on like a phone speaker, and you're like, I can't. It just sounds like pinging.
Yeah, it's actually
Or
funny.
whatever.
That used to be my technique. My advanced level
The
technique.
car.
The car, and I referred to it
Same.
as Shotgun Studios
Hmm.
because the laptop was riding shotgun. You know what I mean? So, because I
I
was
like
in the
that. I
driver's
like
seat
that.
and it was on the passenger seat, and then yeah, because I didn't feel comfortable that there's a chance that someone might accidentally hear me singing, so I was
Yeah.
like, I need to do it in the car, parked in a discreet location.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then also it was good because I'm like, all right, well, I don't really think anyone's gonna like just sit in their house and listen to this music, but they might put it on in the car or something like that. So let me see how it sounds through the car speakers. It's like double benefits.
Yeah, me and Tim used to do that a lot back when we were working on stuff. We'd always like, we'd record and then we'd be like, all right, let's go for a ride.
Yeah.
Drive around, blast it.
By the way, I made that Shotgun Studios thing sound way more serious than it was. That's a joke, by the way. I don't actually think that's a sick
I
thing
like
to
it.
call it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I think that you should retain that name going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
got a good ring to it.
I can just never sell my car. The only problem. Well, no, that's just called
Get it.
relocation. That's like we
Yeah.
renovated
Yeah.
our location.
Studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be so fucking cool, honestly, if you like worked with artists and you're like, yeah, get in the car, you drive around.
Even though I'm pretty sure the audio quality was like the worst ever because it was like, it's like I'm pretty sure when you record in like a sound booth or whatever, not that I've ever done this, but like it's not supposed to have like just glass windows surrounding like 60% of the area and like
Most don't. Yeah, most of them don't.
where
have
it's
them.
just a muffled, small, poorly acoustic, like whatever. Like,
Yeah. The acoustics of a car is not great, but
Yeah.
what you can do when you upgrade, you get a van and you soundproof the back of the van.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah, then it's multi-purpose at that point too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sleep in there,
Yeah.
kidnap people,
Well,
take them for a ride.
that part's optional, but it's there as technically that's a possibility. Who was it that we did that to one time? We were like,
Kidnapped.
it was like as a joke, and it was our friend, and I think they knew about it. I think it was Kevin.
I think we've kidnapped Kevin a few times.
I think we were walking around in
I remember this.
a
It's coming
suburban
back to me.
neighborhood, right? Like, and it was,
Mhm.
and then we like put a pillowcase over his head and stuff, and like put him in the car. I think. But like it was like he knew it was us after like
Yeah.
like 1 second. It was like we were
Yeah.
hanging out with him.
So we
It's
were
not like-
giggling.
right, we were hanging out with him too. It's like we were hanging out with him, and then like I think we were skating in a parking lot, and then
Yeah.
at like a park, and then our friend lived really really close by, like 2 blocks away, and then some of us went back to the house, and we were like, oh, I guess they're still skating. We're like, yo, let's go see if we can like pull up on them and like jokingly be like, oh, you're kidnapped or whatever. And then as we did it, I think Kevin just happened to be walking alone. We're like, oh, this is perfect. Let's just go do that. And then yeah, it was like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm saying so many things today that are like making me sound like I'm like bad, but it's I don't think that's bad. Come on, we've all done that. We've all done stuff
No,
like that.
we had fun times growing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You kidnap a friend.
I think I'm so used to
Remember-
hearing people get mad about other people on Twitter that I'm just like, are you not allowed to do anything? Like, I don't like. Should I feel bad that 15 years ago I goofed around with my friend consensually?
Yeah.
That actually sounded so much. Yeah, I just
We
goofed
had
around
some
with my friend
consensual
consensually. Yeah, and by that I mean no. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. I just
We
kidnapped
kidnapped him. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
We used to do a lot of weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like remember the peeps? That was a fun time. Were you
What,
involved
like,
in the
oh,
peeps?
just throwing peeps at people and stuff?
We got the one of the good friends'
Yeah.
mother bought a whole bunch of peeps on sale,
Okay. Yeah.
and then we just had like a bucket of peeps.
didn't we do a few things? Yeah.
We did a few things.
We filmed.
I don't know if you were there for all of them, but I think you were there for the big one.
And it was in one of the video. It was in like the King of the Ched thing. I think at one
Yeah.
point.
We
Just pelted
I think it's
a man.
it's
with
in
peeps.
the
Our friend.
yeah, we pelted we
boy.
dumped a bucket of peeps on the other Kevin
Okay. Yeah.
and off Kevin's roof.
Okay.
That was a fun one. We and then we peeped a man, which was a funny time.
He was aware of it.
He,
Well, he
no,
wasn't aware of it, but he was hanging out with us too, right?
No, he was working.
Oh, but we knew him,
We knew the man.
right? Yeah.
He didn't cry. He
And by
wasn't
man,
crying.
we mean I don't know at the time. Well, I guess man. I don't know. We were like 19.
He was our
18.
age when we were boys.
Yeah.
Well, no, we were probably like 17,
17. Yeah. That makes
16, 17 probably ish. It was like the prime time of
Sense. Yeah.
skating scenes.
Yeah. I think it was like the summer when I was going into senior year of high school or something. Like
Yeah, it was pre-college.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that. It's crazy though. Honestly, when you think about it, like we started driving at fucking like 16, 15, 16.
I know.
Like, why were they letting us drive?
I don't know looking back. I'm like I was definitely 16 or how old was I? I
Yeah.
don't know. 17?
I was driving to school at 16. Just
Really?
get
Yeah,
it out
in 11th
16
and
just get in the car
12th
and
grade.
just drive to school.
I drove.
That's weird, honestly.
Yeah. Well, no, maybe not 11th grade. Oh no, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that is weird.
You can't drink or smoke at 16, but you could drive a fucking
Right,
tank around.
You can hurl a multiple ton steel projectile weapon at
Yeah.
80 miles per hour
80 miles per hour
around women, children, and families, and all
Yeah.
of the above. It's like,
and all you gotta do is take a little tiny test, quick little test.
yeah, what does this color
And-
mean? And it's red, and it's like, oh, stop. Like,
And the most difficult thing you have to learn is how to parallel park,
right, 100%.
and then you'll never use it. You'll never
Right.
use it.
No,
maybe
well, that's
once.
not actually true. You use it pretty often.
Parallel parking?
Yeah, I've parallel parked. a
You
bunch.
don't have to use it.
I guess you don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah. You could
It's
always
like
find
little,
a spot that you don't
right.
have
It's
to
a little.
parallel.
It
Might
just
be
helps you
far-
get that
further
spot
away.
that's a little closer that you otherwise may
Yeah.
have had to pass up.
Yeah.
Except for
I
actually,
mean,
when I used to go meet up with you on Friday nights or Saturdays or something like that, I needed that because I would drive around sometimes for 20 minutes looking for a parking spot.
Oh, damn! Really?
Yeah, and I would have
I
to park
remember-
like 6 blocks away sometimes.
I remember for a little while we had a car, in Brooklyn, and every day when I'd get off work, I'd have to switch it to the other side of the road,
That's insane.
and I hated it. I hated it.
That's insane.
I'm like, I just want to go home and sit down.
Yeah.
Then I have to go drive. I have to drive around for a little while every day.
Was it every day?
Yeah, basically, because it's like
What, because of the
Tuesday-
alternate side of the street parking rule? or
it's like
whatever?
yeah, it's like Monday and Wednesday, it's this side of the street, and then Tuesday and Thursday, it's this side of the street, and then the weekend, it's wherever you want to be.
That's
So
absolutely
you're just
buck
like,
wild. Yeah. Right. I remember during like I don't know, I think it might have been during COVID or something. Yeah, 'cause like Brian, I guess you did it at night or something. I don't know how it works, but like Brian always would do it. He said he would still like have to wake up like super early in the morning, move the car. Everybody else is doing
Yeah.
the same thing, so he's like trying to wait. There's traffic for no reason, like you
Mhm.
know. It's insane.
Everyone, yeah. It was annoying, very annoying.
Crazy.
I don't miss having a car. Very like overall, I don't miss it even a little tiny bit.
I feel like if given the resources to let them live a good life, most people would find it would realize it's just more of like a burden. It's like
Yeah,
I'm so free because I have this car. I can drive wherever I want. It's like I don't know. It's just more like why is it that you have to sit in traffic and drive all over the place to go anywhere? Like and pay
Yeah.
insurance and have people who aren't paying attention driving 70 miles per hour right next to you while they're texting and you know what I mean? Like
yeah. It's just like it's a whole thing. Like I mean, I like driving. Like whenever there's a thing, what we've like rented a car a few times here and stuff, and like I don't mind driving. It's fine, but like having to pay insurance and having to fucking go get gas all the time, I hated that.
right. Yeah.
And it's like and once like honestly when I was living on Long Island, it was nice because it was kind of like a studio apartment for me, having
The
a
car?
car.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kind of, because I was in the car, I was allowed to do whatever I wanted.
Oh
and
yeah,
like,
in the suburbs you need a car. Like there's no option.
Yeah.
You have to have it. Like especially as
Yeah.
growing up and stuff, yeah.
it
gotta
gave
have
you
that little
a
safe place.
big sense of freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but outside of that,
Yeah.
it's just a burden.
Yeah. Craziness. Are you down to take like a tiny break?
Absolutely.
Okay. Be right back to our what is that? 0 viewers. Okay, cool. No, there's 2, but it's us, I think.
We like to watch ourselves.
Yeah. That's our real audience. So,
Yeah.
that's who we're really
We
doing
make this
it
for us. I mean,
Yeah.
it is good. I mean, that's
kinda
what
true,
other
actually.
person should you make it for?
Yeah.
If
But-
not me, who?
If anyone else enjoys it, that's all even better. So that's cool. All right. Be right back though.
Ooh wee.
And we're back.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
What's going on, everybody?
We are two men sitting in chairs, thinking.
Sorry, I had to be your like your assistant for that routine right there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a bit. That's one of our bits that we always do.
Yeah, the reason why we had to take a break is because we had to come up with some new material, and that's what we came up with. So, leave your feedback in the comments down below, everybody. You know.
Yeah. This is what you pay for. This is what you pay us for.
Right. So, and yes, in case you didn't know, you are in fact paying. We have your information.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Thank you for making what we do possible. We really appreciate it. To all of our viewers who have graciously decided to allow us to use their credit card information to fund our lifestyles.
I want to say something.
Okay.
What's going on?
With what?
Bombs falling in Poland.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's such a weird thing that it's like at this time in history, I obviously heard about that. It just was like, okay. I mean,
yeah,
like it's just.
I heard about it. All I said was
another
that's not
day.
going to be good.
Yeah, just another day. Potential start of nuclear annihilation.
Yeah.
It's just life.
Yeah. Where are we going?
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah. I think we've talked about it on here a bit, or we definitely talked about it to each other. But been staying a little bit out of the loop with the politics lately because it's just at this point it's literally like, oh yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, the election did reel me back in, and I've been going kind of hard on it lately, but it's not. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, it's what I've actually found myself doing is watching like Bernie Sanders campaign coverage, like from 2016 and 2020, like
damn,
because I'm just like, let's think about how. Well, I didn't know anything about anything when I was in 2016, but in 2020 is when I kind of like was like, oh wait, this guy's dope, you know, and during that campaign or whatever, and I was like, I don't know, just looking back and just being like, man. How did this happen? Like, how did this man go out there and just say what he said? And then people were like, nah, I'm not gonna go with that. I don't want everybody to. I want some people to have medical bankruptcy. I mean, come on, what are we gonna go crazy here? Some people need to die from lack of affordability of insulin. Like, this is America. Like, let's go, man. What do you want to give homeless people? You think they deserve housing? What? That's insanity. Like. The reason why they're in the position they're in is because they're bad people. They were born bad. Don't you realize that? Yeah. Like, come on, Bernie, stop. Like, that's the attitude. That's basically what everyone is acting like.
Kinda.
The sad thing is they still act like that today. But the good thing is, I don't know. I know you just said you've been not thinking about the political stuff, but I'm sure everybody's heard this a million times. But it's like, at the end of the day, this was almost like best case scenario. So. What's actually pretty cool is the fact that have you followed any of this stuff, like the election stuff? A little bit, but only like. Okay, so basically, I don't know. I think one of the coolest things to take away from this is that like, this was like I think like the largest turnout of like young voters like ever.
I saw that,
and it's like the only time I've ever felt like the future might be okay because it's like it's so they so overwhelmingly vote for the right people. It's like, and then like think about the fact that when the 2024 election comes out, there's going to be all those kids who are 16 and 17 right now are going to also be voting. So all the people who voted for people like John Fetterman and all those people now are going to turn around and continue probably doing things like that, and then add 2 more years worth of people born, you know what I mean, onto that. It's like that's good, but it is insane. I mean, I'm sure you probably people, and including you, have probably seen the memes on Reddit and stuff where it's like posting. It's like me as a person from Europe, and it's like, and then it shows like an American. It's supposed to be like an American thing, and it's like everybody gets like whatever, something good. I don't know. I think it's like everybody gets like free puppies for life, and it's like 50.01%, and it's like everybody dies, and it's like 49.99%. You know, like because it is like that. It's like, bro, it's like, okay, so my name is like, we'll just use like the John Fetterman thing, even though he won by a few points. It's like one guy's like, I want to bring back jobs to this state and like create like a union environment where like Pennsylvania industry is like viewed as like kind of like a bedrock thing of America and like, you know, just production in general. And I want to do it in a way where like the wages are going to be like negotiated by collective bargaining and all this stuff, like, you know, and I want healthcare for everybody and no college debt, all this stuff that's good and helpful. I want to protect Social Security, all this stuff. And then like it's like, oh, or you can vote for that guy or Dr. Oz, the guy who spent his entire career saying like, oh, this weight loss supplement, it just melts fat right off your body. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, he got just like hired by like the Republican Party to like pretend to have positions on things and go out there and just trick people because they think that regular people are so stupid that they would fall for that. And the sad
they're like, no one's heard of Fetterman before, so but people have heard of Dr. Oz, so they'll vote for the one they've heard of.
Right, and thankfully he lost, but it's like it's unbelievable that many people would do that. It's like you don't see this. Like it's like, oh well, I'm not a huge fan of Oz, but I got to get that vote so that like, you know, the Republicans can win. It's like, but you see what they do? Like this is what they think that is like. This is how they look at you. They see you as being so stupid that you're gonna just say, "Oh, Dr. Oz, yeah, I heard about that guy. Oh, look at him. He's got a nice haircut. Oh, he's a good speaker. Oh yeah, okay, I'll vote for him. I'll determine. I'll put the future of this nation and my life and my kids' lives and my grandchildren's lives in the hands of this guy. That sounds good. Yeah, I like that because." Because Oprah said that he's a good guy. By the way, Oprah endorsed John Fetterman. Like, you know, it's like,
oh yeah, good.
It's like, not that matters. I'm just saying, it just kind of shows like, it's like, bro, come on.
Yeah. When's Dr. Phil running?
Bro, I wouldn't be surprised. I know. It's just probably in 2024.
Yeah.
Be like, I believe in conversion therapy. I don't know if he believes in that, but he probably doesn't believe in anything. Does. He believes in whatever his boss tells him to believe in. Yeah. I'm sure. I don't know the guy personally.
He just knows that he's correct.
Yeah. Oh, you're a child who... You mean to tell me that on occasion your child doesn't feel like doing their homework? Let's put them in let's send them to a concentration camp in the woods. Like, at the age of 14, that'll help.
You gotta be nicer to your mother.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm just kidding about the concentration camp thing. But you know how he sends people away to those wilderness retreats, aka go get abused by people for the next like year.
Yeah. You gotta break them. You gotta break these kids.
That's how it is. They just don't know how to really be a man. Or, you know, a real woman. In order to be a well-developed human being, you have to go through intense psychological trauma that makes it so that you have lost any semblance of self-worth so that we can define who you are and tell you what you're supposed to think. That's why you're good, because you're bad. When you think the way you naturally think, you're a bad person. The only way to be good is to think exactly how I think. Don't you know that?
No one told you, I guess. Your parents are terrible.
Well, that's why we're going to send you to a wilderness retreat. I love that, too. It's like, I have done literally everything perfectly. Susan, we've tried everything, Dr. Phil. I mean, we have just tried everything. I just don't... There's nothing... She won't listen. It's like, yeah, what do you think? She was born and just was like... What, when she was 9 months old, she decided, I'm going to be like... a bad kid. Yay. 9 months old.
No. It's the music that she listens to.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the music. But the parents did everything they could.
The culture is ruining their children.
The music. That's why.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And her friends. The friends. She's friends with bad seeds at school.
Right.
They're messing with her. Her mind. Her fragile little mind.
Right. Crazy. I don't understand. All she has to do, we gave her every opportunity in the world by trying to indoctrinate her into a religion that tells her that her natural thoughts are evil and she's actually being spoken to by Satan. And then once she started not wanting to do it, all I did was shame her for the next 3 years. And now she's just, there's nothing I can do.
People are.
All I did was I did everything a good parent should. I told her she was going to go to hell for the past 6 years, ever since she was 8 years old. I mean, what else can I do? Like,
Can you give me some new methods of psychological abuse that I can please use on my child to get them to do what I want?
right.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Well,
This lovely woman, mother of a.
Yeah.
She asked for our help, so here we are to help her. Let's give her some new psychological tools to help her abuse her child.
Yes. And by the way, a big part of why these children end up acting this way is because of the things they're exposed to on the internet, which is why you should be monitoring your child's internet use. And that's why I'm going to provide you with some speech that is commonly used on these forums, such as LOL. Do you know what that means? And stuff like that. Meanwhile, it's like I'm always being very conscious that my daughter's mind doesn't get corrupted by what's on the internet. In my Facebook group, they told me that when she's sick, I should just feed her lemon zest and not give her a measles, mumps, rubella vaccination, because the mothers group understands what it's like to be a mother. These scientists they haven't given birth. It's like a woman scientist who wrote the paper that says it. Like, you know.
Oh my God.
I monitor my child's internet activity because I'm afraid that she'll be exposed to negative things. And on this website where they expose the lies of the government called 8chan, they told me that the storm is coming. That's why we need to make sure that she doesn't get exposed to the woke liberal media. The storm is coming. Q told me. I love that. That's one of the things that I saw that I just found funny. It's like, it's cheesy, but it's again like a Reddit meme or whatever. But it's like, our parents spent our entire childhoods warning us about what would happen to us if we got exposed to things on the internet, and now they have fallen into exactly what they warned us about. Like,
very, very true. Very, very fucking true.
Right.
Oh my God. You can't believe everything you see on the internet.
No.
Unless I believe it. Then it's true.
Yeah. Exactly. I love that too. It's like, you can't believe everything you see on the internet. So that's why it's like you can't, and scientific journals are like peer-reviewed scientific journals that were published 30 years ago that have been like reaffirmed and stuff like that, or whatever they call it. They do like follow-ups to make sure it's still valid. It's like, you can't trust that. What do you just believe everything you hear? I'm a free thinker. I don't believe in any of that. I just believe my own independently, I've arrived to my conclusions independently of any kind of influence. That's why I have a free set of beliefs, such as Christianity is what America is about, and I don't know, I'm not racist. I just think that, we can't handle all the immigration, and that's the problem. And, it's like, wow, oh my God, whoa, no one's ever said that before. You really are unique. That's pretty impressive. It's like, next thing you're going to say, you think that, like, Disney is actually being influenced by the woke mob of globalists, and then they'll start talking about George Soros's money and stuff like that.
Damn. It is a problem.
Yeah.
A big problem. And a problem that is very difficult to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
But, yeah.
It's funny.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
Continue.
I was gonna say, it just reminds me of like a lot of the stuff we were talking about when we first started doing this, like just like pointing out the absurdity of like the way that people just think they're just like doing something when they're just like, they don't know what they're doing. Like, just the idea of just like people just go around like, you're crazy. You're absolutely out of your mind if you don't think that the point of life, like, they might not call it the point of life, but like pretty much like it's a given. If you don't accept the fact that it's a given, that like, yes, you just like have to basically be like like a mini version of it. Like the reason you have kids is to have a mini version of yourself, and then you just like that kid is just gonna be exactly like you and believe exactly what you believe and agree with you on everything because you're a good person, and then so why wouldn't they? And then their life is gonna turn out good because you're good and you taught them to be good, and then they just are supposed to just do what you do, which is like get up and put on your costume and your face paint, and then drive in the car to go do the really, really, really important thing that makes them really important and successful, and it makes them a good person. The fact that they commute and they sit in the traffic, and then they arrive in the parking lot, and then they park it, and they have the parking pass. You know what I mean? That was like provided by the company that they go and work with and they work for, and that makes them have value, and they're a good person. And people who don't do that, it's like, you can't really, they're probably dirty, and they're probably like, pretty stupid, and they're probably like bad people, like they probably like
generally, yeah,
probably sexual degeneracy is involved somewhere involved in there, like some drug use probably, and it stems from just not being a good person. And I am good because when I go, I do stop at Starbucks and I do get the latte, and I enjoy that, and I deserve that. It's like, I mean, I don't even know. I'm not even trying to make like a bigger point. It's just the fact that that's an everyday occurrence that's like so common that people do that. And no, the fact that people just think it's insane to question, like, I don't know what is wrong with being someone who just like doesn't go to bed at 10:30 p.m. And it sounds like I'm like,
no,
this sounds like a debate topic that would be written by like a 12-year-old. Like, it's like, why does my mom tell me when I need to go to bed? Like, why do I need to wake up early in the morning? But I'm just saying, it's like, I'm just simplifying it to really point out the fact that it's like, you really think that, I don't know, that
I know.
I feel like a broken record.
Matter.
I want to say, you really think that serving capital owners is really the point of life, and living by their rules, and not actually owning anything, and having to pay property taxes on something you own, and you own it, but it's really the bank owns it, and then you're indebted to them, and it's like, and you just think like, oh yeah, that's good, that's normal, it's good. What? Come on, don't tell me you disagree with that. Oh my god, that's crazy. Like, it's like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean,
meanwhile, we're just like not even to pull a Disco Elysium, but we're literally just like apes on a rock.
Yeah.
And just going around. It's not even like, it's like when you think about it from like the scientific point of view, not that the scientific point of view. I know the scientific point of view, so let me educate everybody, okay? Not any kind of specific field, just general scientific point of view is this. I'm just kidding. But it's like one thing that I've heard, it's like, I don't know, think about it. It's like at the end of the day, really, like we perceive time in a certain way, but it's like at the end of the day, it really is just like there was all the matter in the universe compressed into one point, and then it expanded. And then at the end, whatever happens will happen. And then just along the way, weird shit happened. And we're just some of that weird shit that's happening. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just the same way a solar flare happens, and that's just a, like, kind of a borderline random occurrence of the universe. Not random, but like, you know what I'm saying? We're just that too. It's like in a blink of an eye, in terms of the existence of the universe, it's like we're just here real quick, just like, and then it's like, oh, that happened. And this is like hunter-gatherers started agriculture and then formed civilization, and then Jesus came, and then there were wars, and then there was this and that, and then World War II, and then here we are. Like everything. Yeah. It's just like, boop, happened like, bunch of different particles just formed in weird ways and created this. And now we're going around being like, It's a Thrasher hoodie because, like, I grew up skating, so like, it's like a popular skateboarding magazine, so like it kind of represents me as a human being. So yeah, and it's just like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, okay, what the hell are we doing?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. What the hell are we doing? But and the fun part though is this is the thing, right? Once you start seeing what we're doing, then you get to start enjoying life.
Yeah, exactly, because that's the only thing you can do with all this stuff. That's the only thing that really matters. You know what I mean?
You just gotta have a fun time.
Right.
Well, because really, like it just puts a nice lightness in your step when you're like, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get what you're doing. You know, it's like I can't be mad at anybody.
Oh yeah, that.
How am I going to be mad at somebody?
Right.
Or like, they're just a goofy guy. Look
Right.
at that goofy guy. Or hey, look at that goofy lady over there. Yes, screaming at that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's sad. Why is she doing that?
Right. Yeah.
It's a lot of energy to waste on like nothing.
It is definitely.
And then she's gonna go home and she's gonna feel bad about it later, obviously, or just that residual stress.
Oh yeah.
It'll follow her around, and just like, and then people in the store just staring really for a long time, making choices. Doesn't matter what you get.
It really doesn't.
You don't have to think about it this long.
Right.
Do you even need a shirt?
Wait, what?
Do you even need a shirt?
In general,
You're looking at shopping. Someone's shopping.
Oh, for some reason, when you said they were at the store, I thought they were. I pictured that they were looking at like a thing of green bell peppers. That's what I had in my mind.
And well, actually, when I first said it, they were at a grocery store. So good mind reading. But then it evolved to a clothing store.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking like, well, if you're hungry, usually you know that you're hungry. But if you need a shirt, it's difficult to know if you need a shirt or if you don't need a shirt.
Well, if you
like,
have
do you
one.
need a shirt? Like, well, you have them, but right there's a threshold to which you would need a shirt, a new shirt.
Yeah.
Like there's a point where you're like, all of these shirts are very old.
Yeah.
But how old are they? Right? To what point is a shirt too old to wear?
It really depends on the person, and just person, I guess. Sometimes, I mean, if it's 30 years old and it starts getting ripped up a little bit, it's like, okay, finally, it's getting that nice patina that I wanted. Whereas some people might be like, oh, it's a black shirt and I washed it 4 times and now it's starting to fade and I feel uncomfortable wearing it, which I don't understand.
It's interesting. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like I've probably fucking said before, I have like t-shirts from high school, middle school. I have a t-shirt from middle school.
Me
still.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the first set of clothes. I have the first clothes that I ever voluntarily bought. Like, you know, when I was like, I want to start buying my own clothes. Like I was probably in like 6th grade or something. Like, and it's like, yeah. Oh no, I must have been in like 7th grade because I have a Taking Back Sunday T-shirt.
Nice.
And then I don't know, some other stuff. I have a Norma Jean T-shirt, which is
nice. I think I've seen that one.
Yeah. I don't remember what all of them were. I don't like really wear them, but I have them in my thing. I just have never thrown them out because I'm like, I even have like somewhere, I don't know where, maybe in, I don't know, but somewhere in some garbage bags, I have like those like the clothes that we used to wear a lot in high school, like the Zero stuff and like the Baker stuff, like, you know. Yeah, that's fun.
Nice. I think my mom did eventually get rid of it, but I had like a whole bag of skate t-shirts.
Yeah.
I think they're gone now. I only kept a few.
Yeah. No, I get that. I just do it because I don't know. I'm just so nostalgic with stuff sometimes.
I used to be way more materialistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had like a lot of t-shirts to the point where some of them never really even saw the light of day.
Oh, in that way,
had so many of them.
No, I used to totally be like, every Christmas or something, or like whatever, my birthday, all I wanted was to just get like whatever the coolest skate video that I saw. I'm like, oh, Fully Flared just came out. I want to get some Lakai or whatever. Like, you know.
Yeah. You got to get like 2 pairs of shoes. You got to get like a couple pairs of pants, like a fucking 25 t-shirts, a hoodie.
And then eventually I just stopped caring. And then for Christmas, I asked for, I think it was a 10-pack off blankdecks.com.
Yeah.
So I just had 10 blank decks. And that lasted me the rest of my skateboarding life. Oh no, it didn't. That's not true. It lasted me a long time. But then when we started skating, like again, I started buying like actual pro decks, and honestly, they are way better. But it's not that I was good enough to really feel the
Well,
difference.
maybe
that
you
much,
would have
but-
been way better if you had a pro board.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Get that pop and flick, baby.
Yeah, you're right. Damn it. What board did
I'm
I
having
get? Oh, I would
fucking
get the
nostalgia.
reel. I liked the at once reel.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
became good, like I don't know. When we were in high school, that was like an unknown, not unknown, but I wouldn't. It didn't have like cool factor to me. I didn't know about them that much. But then I don't know. In like
They were
20,
on their. They did like a.
Yeah,
And now
I
they're
guess so.
now they're popular again.
Right, because then in like 2015, 2016 or something like that, I used to get that stuff. The
That's
board
all it
that
takes
said,
is you just
I think it said
change your.
my favorite skater is Guy Mariano, but it was like a board for like someone else. I forget who, but yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah,
That's funny.
because that he's not my favorite skater, but like I liked the board. I think it just had because that's one thing. Basically, at the end of the day, the width of the board is determined by like who it is. Sometimes I think that's the way it was. It's like, oh, if
It
you want to
depends, yeah.
get whatever, I'm just throwing out names. Obviously, I know he's not Unreal, but I can't even remember who was. But it's like, if you want to get like an Andrew Reynolds deck, it's like, oh, it's 7.75. But if you want to get a 7.5, you have to get the whatever.
Mhm.
Jamie Thomas one or something. I know they're not even on the same team. I just can't think right now. Who else is on Baker? Jim Greco. I don't know. Is he still on it? I don't know. Kevin
Greco,
Spanky
yeah.
Long.
I think Jim Greco just actually put something out recently.
Really?
Wild. Yeah. I feel like he always just is doing little solo, like RD.
Well, he had the
Skate
band.
videos.
He actually probably, if I respect his vibe more now than I did at the time. I just didn't get it at the time. You know what I mean? But now I
Mhm.
feel like it's pretty interesting.
He's cool. He's
Yeah.
cool, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you kind of gotta be to be involved in that specific scene, like Baker during Baker 3 filming era. Like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like you can't be you can't take things too seriously. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
That's just you
What a
know,
good time.
from watching the video. Yeah, but yeah. Still to this day, whenever I hang out with Jay, usually like just in the background, he'll just like put that on.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And it's always good. Actually, yeah, last time I was over there, it was like Kevin was there and I think Jeff was there, yeah. And just watching Baker 3 in 2022.
3.
I think it came out in 2005.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
My God.
Every time I hear
You
that
know,
stuff,
it's wild that we're just gonna continue getting older too.
think about the fact that someday you're going to be like a 55-year-old man.
Ideally.
Yeah,
know,
right.
too.
If all goes well. That's best case scenario.
Ideally, one day I'll be 55. Ideally.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. Just going around like in a little bit more pain.
Oh my god, I moved some cabinets out from like this thing today, and my ankle hurts. Did I bang my ankle into anything? No. But I was walking down the stairs holding something heavy, and that's a lot of weight on that ankle, you know what I mean?
I mean, dude, I get it. I get it. There's so many times where I wake up and I'm like, oh my what happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I must have moved something
Oh
around.
my god. You know how I said I went to the Islanders game?
Yeah.
They won in overtime, and it was a hype moment, and we were all getting hyped, and I was like kind of playing it up a little bit because I don't really like follow hockey, but I was like, yeah, no, let's win, yeah, you know, just like playing along, and they
Having a
won,
fun
and I was
time.
like, yeah, like as a joke.
Oh.
The next day, my shoulder and my ribs were hurting because I was like punching the air.
I know about that. I know about that.
Oh boy.
It's so fucking.
That was fun. I love how I'm like,
we're only
yeah,
fucking 30s.
being older, I just don't like to like put myself in the spotlight or anything like that. You know, I probably wouldn't do the same stuff. Throwback to the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
After going, yeah, I realized that the rest of my row to my right was like empty, but there were a bunch of people in the row behind me. So I went down and did like a line of high fives to all the people in the row. I was like, yeah. Like, but they were loving it. It was a hype moment. They were probably real fans. I just wanted to be a real fan.
I think you're full of shit about getting older, and because we talked about this before too. It's just about a comfortable thing and being in the right moment.
I guess you're
we're
right.
still the same.
I think at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't put myself in that situation, but it's really just I don't find myself in positions where like that's even an option to do something fun or cool. Like I don't find myself in exciting moments that often, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, it's fun to have a fun time. It's fun to get hyped. It's fun to like get people excited and be excited.
Yeah.
It's fun to like laugh, like
You're
really
so right.
laugh.
You're so right.
You
If
know?
I
It's
I
like
had the
fucking pinnacle of
platform
life.
for it, and by platform I mean like literally like hanging out with 10 people and like, you know, we're goofing around. Like it doesn't matter. But
It's so fun.
I would still do,
So
do similar stuff, I bet. Yeah. Because how can you not? You
Yeah.
got to build up the hype.
I had this fun night the other night with this like a new friend of mine, and we were just fucking cracking up so hard, just like making each other laugh a lot. It was awesome. Like all just stupid jokes, and we were just being loud too, like in the bar, just fucking like hooping and hollering. It was very fun.
Oh, that sounds fun.
We were like,
Those
yeah,
are good.
it just fucking.
Those are
And the
good
next day, I
moments.
saw him. He's like, dude, I woke up, my fucking stomach was killing me, and I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, oh fuck yeah, we were fucking laughing like so hard.
Yeah. I literally went to a comedy show I've done that like twice in my life. The last time I did it was probably almost 10 years ago. For Nick Mullen. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's
I've heard of him.
and yeah, he was right nearby, like super close to where I live. And
Yeah, I think I know which play you're talking about.
yeah, and I don't know, I was just like I was in like a great mood and I was just like cracking up. And same thing, my ribs kind of hurt the next day a little bit. Like
Oh yeah. You get the in your face is fucking.
oh
hurting from
my
smiling.
god, I've been feeling that so much. Oh my god, it gets worse. So after the night that I was talking about, where that went to the hockey thing, then went back to Astoria, and then next day I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head home. So I slept over, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna head home. And then I was waiting for the train, and it was cold, and I was like kind of shivering, but I was like, you know, I don't want to shiver. I just, you know, I'm like trying to hold it back for some reason. I don't know, because I don't want to be just standing there like, you know. So I was like holding it back, and you know, so I'm kind of clenching my jaw and kind of just clenching my body a little bit. The next day, I literally felt like I thought I had Parkinson's disease because I was like, my body just felt like a little jittery. Not even jittery. It's just my jaw still felt like a little weak from me clenching it so much and trying to stop myself from shivering. And then also from shivering, like how often do I make my mouth go like, you know, like it's like where my teeth are like, I can't even do it right now. I physically can't replicate it. Like, and it's like, but yeah, so there we go. Naturally,
More.
That's you know, I got injured from being cold. So
Yeah.
I received in the past week. I received an injury by being cold. I received a sports-related injury. That's the only one that's relatable. But I wasn't playing. I was just watching. And like, and then what was the other one? Oh, I think
Carrying
that was,
cabinet
oh, and then
downstairs.
carrying a cabinet, which it's like I had a not work, but like, you know, I had a physical labor-related injury. But there was no accident or anything. It was just
I was holding
it
something
hurts.
heavy.
I was using my ankle, so now it hurts.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What a fucking life.
It's wild.
We're coming up on 2 hours here.
Yeah, I think want to wrap it on up.
Yeah. I think we'll close down the episode
Cool.
with that.
A unique
of
one this time, I feel
injuries.
like. We haven't done one where we just talked in a long time, and we because we were playing Disco Elysium, which I recommend people check out if they ever get to this point in the video. And if and also it was just fun, just like kind of just talking off the cuff, just whatever comes up, you
Yeah.
know? So
I enjoy these conversations a lot, and I feel like they're fun because they meander around a lot and
yeah.
cover a lot of ground. They're just good to have.
Yeah,
it's good to
just a
have these
fun time.
conversations.
That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Yeah.
If you made it to this point, cool.
yeah, that's
Good.
awesome. I mean,
And,
congratulations.
continue.
You're probably the first person who's ever done that. Which actually, that's not
Yeah.
true. People sometimes watch it somehow. But I don't.
Well,
I need to
it's
stop with
true
the negative
once.
talk.
It's true once.
What?
It's true once
What's true once?
that you right there are the first person to make it to this point.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I meant that no one has ever watched a full one of our videos ever, but I don't think that's true.
That's not true.
Yeah. All right. Well, but you're the special one. If you're here, that's it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for
Look at
hanging
you.
out.
You made it.
Congratulations.
you
You're a
sleep
great
well tonight.
person. All that stuff
Yeah.
that you wanted to happen, I bet it's gonna happen, man. You got this,
Yeah.
or whoever you are. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all right.
That thing that's bothering you, it's not even that serious. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And all your ideas were nice to hear.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks
yeah.
for sharing.
Thank you. Yeah. It's good to hear someone else's point of view. So
Yeah.
we appreciate that. All right. Well, it's been fun. So.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Thanks-
peace out, everybody.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you later.
Bye.
This is the Pine Men.